Hey everyone, this is a resistance workout today, so we're going to work those muscles. Alright guys, we are going to be doing a circuit style today, so 45 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds rest. 4 different exercises, do that one time around, have a 1 minute rest and do the same thing again before moving on to the next batch of exercises. Alright, let's get started with our warm-up. 30 seconds on each exercise. So our first exercise is our walkouts. So just rolling down through the spine, mobilizing those vertebrae, and then coming out into a plank, just warming up the shoulders, the core and the glutes. So warm up is all about just starting to mobilize the joints, get the heart rate slightly lifted, and also starting to take our mind to the muscles we're going to be using and priming us for our workout today. Right, we're going to come into a lunge and thread through. So you're going to thread that arm under, touch your shoulder, and then open the hand up. So you want to feel as though you're stretching the chest at the top, and as you're twisting under, you're opening up through the scapula, stretching through the rhomboids and the traps. 30 seconds on each leg, and if you can, drop those hips down, try and get a bit more of a stretch through the legs. Awesome work, change over, 30 seconds on the other side. We're going to thread through, touching that shoulder and then opening up through the chest. Dropping the hips down, trying to stretch out through the legs while we're at it. Keep breathing through, this is just a nice easy warm up. Mobilizing all the different joints, trying to get bang for buck. And as you can see, I'm not wearing shoes in this workout because honestly I did forget to put my shoes on, but if you'd like to put shoes on to make sure that your feet are protected when you're lifting weights, then just pause the video and grab those shoes after the warm-up, I'd say though. Alright, this is our Supermans, so just taking opposite arm and leg long and maintaining a neutral spine and keeping that core on is the aim of the game. So keep breathing. Also just take this opportunity to log into your core and your glutes. Alright, we're going to start again with our heel downs or walkouts into planks. We're adding in a rise if you'd like to, just start warming up through the calves. I'm looking a little unstable, but that's all good. You guys are going to be doing it much better than me. Keep making sure that when we come into that plank, we're coming into a nice strong plank line. And it just helps us to make sure we know where to go in those fundamental positions for exercise. Alright, we're back into our thread through. So this time, see if you can drop those hips a wee bit lower. See if you can twist a little bit more. Opening up through that scapula and chest. Enjoy the movement, enjoy the warm-up, because this workout is going to be a bit of a challenging one, so enjoy this little warm-up before we get started. Good. We're going to swap onto the other leg very shortly. Last one. Alright, change feet. Good. Drop those hips down, twist as much as you can in both directions, really opening up through that scapula and then stretching through our pectorals. So not sure what you've been doing for workouts this week. This might be like a really lovely stretch, although this might feel really easy. That's another thing I really like to do when I'm warming up. It's just checking in with my body, if it's sore, if it's mobile, and making sure I know what my body is feeling in any given day. Coming into those Supermans, so we're changing opposite arm and leg, making sure we maintain our 4-point kneel in the middle and we maintain our neutral spine. See how my head is in alignment with my head, nice and neutral, not arcing up or tucking under and down. Keep breathing. Awesome work, exciting. That is our warm-up done. We're just going to have a quick 1 minute rest before we get started with our first circuit. So I'll just quickly run through what we're going to do. So our first one is a dumbbell hinge or deadlift. Our second is a lateral lunge and press. Then we do it to the other side and we press. Our third, or fourth I should say, is our pop squats. that's it. Let's grab those weights. So I am using my 6 kg weights for this, but you can use lighter or heavier depending what you've got and your training, kind of what you're used to with your training. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to make sure our feet are nice and neutral, parallel position, and we're coming down and then up. We are hinging, we are making sure our hips are going back, and then we're driving up through our heels, breathing out as we're coming up. See how my spine is maintaining a really neutral position. I'm not curling or curving through my lower back or my upper back. And then as I'm driving up through the heels, I'm really thinking of pushing my hips forward and using that push from the feet, but also from the hips. Keeping my head in a neutral position as well. Awesome work, guys. Just showing you in a different position so you can see that the dumbbells trace down my legs and then up. They stay connected into the legs the whole time. Great work. Alrighty, let's move on to our next exercise. You can drop one dumbbell and come to one side of the mat. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lateral lunge out to the side using our left leg. Pull in and press that hand up, the opposite hand, our right hand, up towards the ceiling. As you're leaning back, try as much as possible to keep your hips and shoulders directly forward of you, not twisting out to the side. So to do that, you really need to maintain a very strong core and keep good body awareness throughout this exercise. The other thing you can do is make sure that when you're pressing back that your knee is tracking in line with your toe, and as you're lunging to the side your hips are going back, similar to that hinge movement we did before. Breathing in as you're coming down and then out as you're pressing up. So this is more of an intermediate or advanced exercise, but it's a great challenge and you can focus on one leg at a time. So we're going to the other side of our mat and we're doing the exact same thing to the other side. So the dumbbell is in the opposite hand of the leg that's falling to the side, and then we're pressing that dumbbell up once we've returned back, feet together. So as you can see, the hips go back as we're coming out. We bend into that foot that we are moving out and in. You drive through that heel to bring yourself back up, breathing in as you're coming down and then out as you're pressing that hand up towards the ceiling. Awesome work, everyone. Hope you are enjoying this exercise. This whole circuit or exercise today is a lot of compound movement, so it's doing a few different things together. So we're getting most bang for our buck. We're getting legs, we're getting shoulders, we're getting all these different things together. So it is cool, it's nice and complex and challenging, and we feel like we've worked our whole body by the end of it. Alrighty, last little bit of cardio challenge. We are going into pop squats. So if you don't want to jump today, just go into a regular body weight squat with no jumping at all. If you want the challenge, come with me. If you already are, great work. Let's just keep moving and grooving. This is awesome. It just spikes that heart rate up at the very end of our resistance work before we get the rest. So bear with me, it's just 45 seconds. We have got this. Make sure that when you are landing, you're landing into your heels and that your heels are not staying kind of off the mat. You want your heels to land fully into those pop squats. Well done. Okay, we are taking a minute and 15-second rest. So enjoy the rest. You can grab some water, you can walk around the house. Just try to keep up, try not to sit down. We want to keep our body lively and motivated. So my heart rate's increased. I can feel it, but we love the feeling. It's so good for us. We're going to feel great after this workout. We are going to come back in and do this round again. So it's exactly the same. We do 2 rounds of each circuit. So we've got the same 4 exercises. I'm going to do in about 30 more seconds. So I'll let you know when to grab those weights to get ready. Keep breathing, keep enjoying that rest. Make sure you can choose whichever weight now you know what you're getting into, maybe less, maybe more, maybe just the same. Alright, let's start to get ready with our dumbbell deadlifts into our hinge movement pattern, making sure we're standing with great posture, breathing in, coming down, out, driving through those heels. A nice neutral spine. Take your time with this movement. It is more of an advanced movement, so there's no problem with having a lighter weight or even body weight. You're still going to benefit the body, just moving it and learning how to do a new movement pattern. Keep thinking of driving through those heels. Press yourself back up and press the hips forward. As you're driving the hips forward, really squeeze those glutes at the top of the movement. Great work. Keep those dumbbells just gliding down the legs. This is a full body movement. Awesome work. You can place one dumbbell down. And we're going to go into those lateral lunges. So we're going to go to the side, hips go back, bring the foot and hand in to your shoulder, and then press that dumbbell up overhead. This is another chance to work through this exercise, really making sure that we're doing this as technically well as we can, because there is a lot going on with this movement. So if you need to, always lighten that weight before you feel like you've got the technique, and just take your time with it. And then if you're wanting that challenge, it's making it a little bit heavier or moving through it just that wee bit faster. Keep breathing out as you're pressing that hand up above your head. Cool, let's move to the other side. Same again, you've got it. Alrighty, let's go. Out to the side with that foot. Drive that toe in and press the hand up above your head. Awesome work. I know you're doing such a great job. Even just turning up today for yourself is half the battle, so congratulations if you are doing this for yourself today. Especially if you're trying this style of exercise for the first time, you're doing awesome and your body will thank you for it later. Keep that core on, keep the hips moving back, and keep strong as we're driving that hand up towards the ceiling. We're almost there. Great work. Okay, moving on, favorite exercise. Let's go on to our pop squats, and remember you can do just regular squats if you don't want to jump today. Up and down. I love to use my hand like that, it just encourages me to get a bit lower, but by all means you don't have to, you can actually just not use your hands at all. This is me demonstrating those regular body squats without the jump. But hopefully you're jumping with me because we love a pop squat, we love to get the heart rate up. You just keep it moving, keep feeling great. Awesome work, guys. It'll be over before we know it. Keep pressing up through those feet. Almost there. Done. Woohoo! Yay, that is your first round done. I'm gonna go grab some water. I realised my water wasn't ready to go in shot, so it's just around the corner and then I'll be back. So make sure you're staying hydrated. Yep, there we go, there's your water. Okay, I will explain now round 2. I'll give you a quick demo of the exercises. So the first exercise is a squat and press. So you can use different weights this round, just get to know the movements first. So that's the squat and press, but obviously using weights. Just checking, sneaky cheek. And this one here is a curtsy lunge and a bicep curl. again, weights would be in the hand. This one here, I would encourage you to use a lightweight. It is called a rear delt fly, and you stand upright into an upright row, so it's a bit of a complex or combo. And then we're finishing with mountain climbers, which we all know and love, which is our cardio portion for that round. Okay, round 2, here we go. We've got our squat and press. So we're getting nice and low and then driving up through the heels, pressing those hands up above your head. So you can do this one like I am, where it's a bit more power driven, so we're going a little bit faster. Or if you're not sure of the technique, or you just want to take things a bit easier, I do encourage you to slow the tempo down, break these two movements in half, so you can do a squat, stand up, and then press the hands above your head. Good, getting that heart rate up, working those shoulders. I know I was feeling it by this stage. Keep breathing, you have got this. This is such a good exercise. Well done. Okay, let's move into our curtsy lunge and bicep curl. So this is like a regular lunge, except both feet are just externally rotated ever so slightly. So curtsy comes from ballet. When you are at the end of your class, you usually curtsy. It's a way of saying thank you. Just a random bit of information in case you didn't know. But we are using it for an exercise today. So we curtsy, in the middle we bicep curl. So just control this movement, take your time because it is a little technical, and you just want to make sure that your body is in correct alignment so that we don't risk injuring ourselves. Breathing in, coming down, up, driving up, and you can continue to bicep curl those arms in because we've got to get the arms working. Awesome work. Great work. You can place that down. Use a lighter weight for this exercise because we're using long levers for our hands, so we actually don't need much weight for our shoulders to really feel it. So we're going for a rear delt fly and then an upright row. Breathing out as we're lifting those arms up. Take your time, make sure that hinge is in a really nice technical position, and then we're just rowing those arms up. So you can see this angle of my body is to show you my spine, and here I'll just change the angle so you can see the upright row a little better. So with that upright row, just try to keep it as natural and kind of comfortable feeling for you, so that the shoulder joint feels protected. And that's why I think these exercises are better in light weights, just so that you don't risk injuring your shoulders. Awesome. Okay, moving on. Our final exercise for this round. We love it. We've got our mountain climbers. So you can go with your own tempo. You don't have to jump the feet, you can just tread the feet, you can go slower, you can go faster. Challenge yourself, or just treat your body with kindness. Whatever you need to do today, we are here for it. Good, it's 45 seconds all up, so it is a good challenge, but we can do it, we're doing it together. Good, main thing, just keep breathing. Keep moving, know that it's going to be over soon and we're going to get a really nice long rest. Good. Keep that going, you're almost there. Done. Awesome work. Alright, we've got that minute and 15-second rest. Have your water. Just keep upright, try not to sit down. It's just a good habit not to sit down, because sitting down signals to your body that the work is over, and we want to keep our mind and our body active throughout our active portion of our workout. Got one more round to do with the same set of exercises, and then we're going to do our final round, which is slightly less impact. So we've got our squat and press starting us back soon. That is the first exercise. We've got 30 more seconds. I'll let you know when to get those weights ready. Just keep breathing I know I needed it. Those mountain climbers, who made that workout? It's horrible. Grab those weights. We are going to get started very soon. Starting back with our squats and presses, trying to give a little bit of power into this movement, so move a little bit faster if you can this time. Alrighty, let's do it. Breathing in and out, pressing up. Good. So really just keeping that nice form for our squats, nice technical squat form, only going as low as you can maintain good form throughout your lower back, so we're not rounding through our lower back. And then as we're coming up, think of driving through the heels, squeezing through the glutes and pressing those hands up above your head. If your shoulders are sore when you do this, you can just do regular squats. So always feel free to modify the movements to suit your own body, or if you're unsure of something. Alright, moving on, we've got our curtsy lunges. We're going to step out to the left side first, and then right foot behind, and then we're going to bicep curl those hands in the middle. Take your time with this one. Like I said before, it is quite a technical exercise, so the slower you go, the better you can kind of take your time to get your feet in the right place. Good. Using that core. Making sure with our bicep curl that we're not swinging the dumbbells to bring them up. You want to make sure that you're resisting the movement. That way you're not using momentum, you're actually using your muscles. Doing really well. Awesome, you can place those weights down and pick up something lighter. So 1 or 2 kgs is what I'd recommend, or if you're used to doing this with heavier weights, then you can. Alright, hinging at the hips, getting ready. We're going to rear delt fly, taking those hands up to the side, then we're going to upright row. So keep your core on the whole time as you're transitioning between that hinge movement and the rear delt fly, and then coming up into the upright row. It's important to keep breathing. Good. So we're working the backs of our shoulders, your rear delts, and then the tops of our shoulders. Good. Just a few more. Great work. You can place those down, and we're going to finish this round off with our mountain climbers. So second time this time, you know what you're in for, so really just work your hardest. Remember, we've got a break after. Alright, let's go. Treading those feet. Awesome work. Stay with me. You've got this. Keep challenging yourself. You can do it. We've got a break after, so keep moving through it. You can do it. Awesome work, everyone. Stay with me right to the end. And relax. Well done. Awesome work. So as I said before, we've just got one more round. We'll do that 2 times. So 4 more exercises. I'll give you a quick demo of those. These are less intense. There's only very light weights with these ones, and most of it's done on the mat. So treat this as kind of like your cool down round. So we're going to do a squat and we're going to come up onto a rise. That's our first exercise. Our next exercise, you can pick up those weights. What we're doing is a glute bridge and a chest fly. So you hold your hips up the whole time as you do the chest fly. The next exercise, we're not using any weight. We're going into a dead bug. So this is a great core exercise as well as coordination and then we're going to finish with a crunch with our feet in tabletop, or you can keep your feet on the mat if you want to. Oh, those are the exercises, now you know what we're doing. Okie dokie, let's do it. Last round, we're doing it 2 times, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We've got this. Alright, let's do it. Squat and rise. So really control this movement, take your time with it, breathing in, coming down, and up, rising up onto your toes. When we're in that squat, you just want to make sure those knees are tracking over your toes. You're pressing back into, like you're sitting into a seat, and then you're coming up onto your toes, just working into that balance, getting those calf muscles going. I really like this exercise for some reason, so who knows, you might see it again. At the very end, we're going to try and hold our balance. Oh, yep, okay, there it is, and release. Coming on down, we're going into that glute bridge, holding our glute bridge and into our chest flies. So you want to lift up your hips towards the ceiling, drive through those heels, and then float the arms out to the side. Sorry, just need to reposition here. Float the arms out to the side and back in. So you can see my arms, there's a soft elbow, and that's just a slightly more better position for your arms with this chest fly. So you could use a heavier weight here. I'm just opting for a light weight. Just choose a weight that you're comfortable with. Breathing in when the arms come out, and then breathing out as you return your hands back into the center. Don't forget about those hips. Lift those hips, make sure they're staying up. I just did a glute workout before this, so my hips were pretty tired by this point. But we got it, it's no problem, we're professionals. Alright, coming down, good. You can just leave those dumbbells off to the side because we are going into that dead bug. So lifting the hands up above your shoulder and feet up into tabletop. Lengthening one arm long and the opposite hand as well. Then return back to center. Lengthening opposite arm and leg, return back to center. So as you can see, my back is staying firmly planted onto the mat, and then as I'm returning, I am breathing out. Breathing in, lengthen, breathing out, return. This one is actually really good for your coordination. So if you are having a bit of trouble with it, don't stress. Just the more you do it, the easier you'll find it. Only lengthen that leg as long as you can without arching through your back. Great work. Hug those knees for a little second. Grab one dumbbell or 2 if you want to challenge yourself. And we're going to finish off with our crunches with our leg and tabletop. You can keep them on the floor if you prefer. Tabletop is just a little bit harder for the core. Breathing out, lifting the head up towards the ceiling. Keep those arms straight. Really use the top of your abdomen to lift your head up and forward. So when you're crunching, always think of lifting your head up diagonally towards the ceiling rather than lifting your head up towards the wall. I hope that makes sense, but it's just a better way to crunch. So breathing out, lifting up and in to return back down. Awesome work, we are nearly there. Hope you're enjoying this round. It's a little less intense than the first 2. Which is nice. Good, okay. You can place that weight off to the side. Awesome work. Have a wee rest. We are going to do that whole round again shortly. I'm just obviously maneuvering my mat, making sure it'll be good for next round. So you've probably got about 45 seconds left of this rest. I'm not exactly sure. Have a wee breather. One more round to go and then you're done, and then it's just stretches. Doing so well. Right, 30 seconds left. before we begin our round again. So we're going to start back with our squat and rise. That's our first exercise back in this round. Don't need any weights for this. We're just taking it nice and chill this round. Should be really proud of yourself. Alrighty, here we go. We're getting ready and we're going into our squat and then up onto our rise. Breathing in and out. Good. Keep those muscles nice and active, so when we're coming into the rise, you're squeezing into your quads, lifting up your kneecaps by activating through those quads. Great work. Try to keep those ankles nice and stable and strong. Try not to let your feet roll outwards or inwards. Good. Remember, on our last one, we're going to hold it. Not that time. Here we go, we're holding. You can take your hands up to fifth if you want and lower those heels down. Great work. Coming on down, we're going into our glute bridge with our chest fly. So you're going to drive through the heels, lift the hips up to the ceiling, place the hands above you, and then breathing in, coming out, and breathing out, coming back in. Good. So we're focusing mainly on what our arms are doing, but try not to forget your hips. Make sure that you are squeezing into those glutes, working them hard. Remember to keep those elbows soft, kind of like your arms are like a barrel position, or if you do dance, you've got like a first position. You guys are doing awesome. We're so close to being done. We've just got 2 more exercises after this one before our stretch. Beautiful. Okay, great work. You can lower those hips and hands down. Just place those weights off to the side. We're going to come into our dead bug. So taking the hands up above your shoulders and feet up above your hips. We're in our tabletop, and then we're lengthening opposite arm and leg long, and then returning back to our start position. Making sure we keep our back firmly planted onto the mat, keeping our core engaged the whole time. Good. This is a really good coordination exercise. I hope it's feeling a bit better this time if it wasn't feeling so great last time. You guys are doing a great job. Keep moving through this one. I really like this exercise because your head stays on the mat, so there's no chance of kind of working through your neck, which is another reason this one's really, really nice. Okay, let's move on to our last one, our crunches with our weight. You can keep your feet planted on the floor, or you can lift those feet back up into your tabletop. Breathing out, crunching up. Taking your head up like a diagonal as we're pressing those weights up towards the ceiling. Good. Keep breathing out as you're lifting up. Awesome work. Alrighty. That is us done. Well done. Okay, you can place that weight off to the side, get it out of your way, have a sip of water if you need it, and then we are going to finish off with just a really quick stretch, 30 seconds on each leg, on each exercise or stretch. So just come onto your mat at the back, and we're going to start with a hamstring stretch. So breathing in and out, trying to reach your fingers down towards your feet. Keep breathing into the stretch. We're not staying for too long, so just keep working through your own range. bring those feet together. We're going into our frog stretch or butterfly stretch. You can press your elbows into your knees to try open up through the groin and through the hip socket a wee bit more. And then when you're ready, you can release your hands to the floor and try to get your head closer down towards your toes. Keep breathing through this. You've done such a great job today. You should be really proud of yourself. I'm just doing these stretches quite quickly, so if you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can always go and do a different stretch routine after this. Alright, into our figure 4 stretch. Just place that leg over top of the other one and bring the underneath leg or bottom leg closer towards you to increase the stretch. Breathe nice and deeply and try to bring that foot in closer once the muscles are easing off, and we'll change over to the other side. This should feel like a nice glute stretch. We have worked those legs quite hard today, so if they're sore the next few days, you can always do this stretch again. This is a really good stretch for your glutes. Awesome work. Keep it moving. Okay, let's move on to our last stretch, and that is our quad stretch. So just one foot in front of the other up into this lunge stance, and then you're going to tuck your pelvis under like I'm demonstrating here, and it's going to open up through the quad and hip flexors. And I'm just doing a really gentle little stretch here, focusing on the hip flexors more by really tucking my pelvis under. But if you'd like to focus more on your quads, then just move into a deeper lunge. We're going to change to the other side in that lunge stance, and then we're going to tuck that pelvis under, really opening and lengthening up through the hip flexors. So you can stay in this position like I am, or if you want to, you can move into a deeper lunge which targets more into the quads. Again, it's just about 30 seconds on each stretch, so it's not really enough to be working on our flexibility, but it's just a nice stretch after our exercise today. Alright, that is us all done. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it, and I'll see you again next time.